3 signs this trauma bond is still controlling you, even though you are not in this relationship anymore. So many clients will come to me and say, okay, Paige, I've left the relationship. I've done it. I'm struggling, but I've done it. However, I am not where I thought I would be. It has been months, if not years. I am still thinking of them religiously. I still feel very dysregulated. There is still a level of hope. If I'm really honest, if this person come back, I don't know that I couldn't take them back, even though I know I couldn't because my friends and family would want to scream, and I know logically this is unhealthy. What the hell is going on? And I always say that just because you have left and just because you have emotionally dealt with this and are emotionally grieving doesn't mean you're working your way through the chemical detachment process that comes with a trauma bond or chemical attachment in an unhealthy relationship. It's a bit like if somebody is addicted to a substance, and it's a very, very similar chemical pathway. They may just stay in the house and avoid that substance at all costs, but that isn't you dealing with the addiction. That's you avoiding triggers and just hoping that one day it's just going to go. It isn't. You have to deal with why this happened, how this happened, and reverse all of that. Take the brain from chemically unhealthy to healthy so that you are symptom free, you do feel clear, you do feel indifferent, and you don't end up in this situation again. Number 1, you are still in a trying to prove mindset. You're still trying to prove and work out what was real, what wasn't, what answers are to this behaviour and what the hell it is you've been through. Did they love you? Did you matter? Did they mean it? You're still connecting the dots. You still have questions. You're still overthinking. Now, this shows that psychologically the brain hasn't gained true acceptance, and acceptance is the key to freedom. If freedom was a magic portal door, acceptance is the only key that's going to fit that door and let you out the other end. Acceptance isn't about ever saying what has happened here is okay. That is not what acceptance is. And in my group program, we do so much work on acceptance because it really is the thing that makes you just feel like you again, free from this. But what this is a sign of is that the brain is struggling to accept the facts. It may know them, but it's not accepting them. It's not accepting the fact that you had less control than you realised. It's not accepting this person probably knew what they were doing. It's not accepting the fact that you stuck around even though these were these red flags, and that isn't to blame you, these are facts. Now, what we have to do with clients is take away the overthinking, the anxiety and the fear. Without regulating the brain through those 3 emotions and those 3 struggles, you can't gain acceptance because you're stuck in a place of past and future and not a place of present. Once you do that, you can start to gain acceptance and not be frightened of it, but feel that relief and like you can breathe. Number 2, they are still able to press a wound and it hurt. They're still capable of hurting you. They're still capable of rubbing salt in the wound. They're still capable of guilt tripping you. If they do certain things, or if you see certain things, or if they say certain things or try to reach out or whatever it may be, it can still impact you. You don't have that psychological armour on where this person's words and actions and future just bounces off you. If you did see them with someone else, it would hurt, even though you know what the relationship would be. There is still this element of attachment to the hurt, to the pain that this person caused, to how unfair and the injustice of this. Now, this is a sign that the brain is very much struggling with, yes, A, the injustice, but B, the regulation around the wounds created. A lot of times in trauma bonds, it isn't death by 1 cut, it's death by 1,000 cuts. It's not one thing that they've done, it's a million things that they've done. From being 2 different human beings, to lying, to betraying, to hurting, to gaslighting you, to manipulating you, to whatever it is. If the brain isn't effectively healing those wounds can still be picked out by this person, by somebody else, and their actions, now that you are not with them, can still impact you because those wounds are still alive, which, by the way, we can fix. What we have to do is give the brain what it needs to heal those, the antidote, if you like, and put you on that framework. And for each of you, that's going to look slightly different because the wounds are going to be slightly different. But there is a will, there is a way for everyone. And that's when it really wouldn't matter if this person moved on, got married, said something horrific about you. It wouldn't matter. It's completely water off a duck's back because you now have that mental, psychological armour on. Number 3, your self-worth still feels tied to them in some ways. What they think about you, maybe what they have said about you. There's still a level of you that's looking for validation via them. Your self-worth feels low. You're beating yourself up for staying for so long. You're ripping yourself apart, asking yourself, well, maybe they treated me this way because of that, or maybe I made them this way, or maybe I caused it. You're still being impacted and your confidence and self-esteem is still being impacted by this person and you don't know how to rebuild it. And that is a sign a trauma bond is playing havoc. A trauma bond is like a virus on the computer. The systems are there, the programs are there, but they're not working smoothly like they should. And one of the main functions and programs of the brain that it impacts is the memory, which is when you really struggle to remember everything. But B, your self-esteem and your confidence. And without healing that properly and rebuilding it, but only rebuilding the parts that have actually been broken by this, you will constantly feel like you're chasing your tail and you never really feel amazing in yourself.